I played 200 days of Stardew Valley and it was probably the best 100 days of work I've done in Stardew Valley, except by the end. By the end, I started hating life. As always, I had goals in mind, those goals being to get 100 golden walnuts, achieve mastery, get the theater, and completely finish the museum. And sorry if I sound sick, pollen has been trying to suffocate me slowly for the past couple weeks, and it hasn't been good for my nostrils and my throat. So, on day 101, we talked to Maru for the first time in weeks. Well, for me it's been weeks, but for her it's been like hours. Then I got a letter from Shane telling me he shoplifted a frozen pizza from Joja. And if you remember, Joja is closed, so Shane just gave me a moldy frozen pizza from a closed down store. Yep. This is a great way to start this. Then I got my first demand for this playthrough from Clint for an iron bar. And while I got one smelting, I went to Willie's in order to take stock of what we need for Willie's boat so we can get to Ginger Island. The only really horrible thing we need is like the 200 hardwood and the batteries, but in order to get started on mastery, I still need to get level 10 foraging, so I was on my way to Clint to give him his iron bar. I picked up some forage on the way. I also got my watering can from Clint, and apparently Maru did miss me for the weeks I didn't see her. What? Okay. Cool. Day 102, I went to the secret forest in order to cut down some hardwood stumps, then crack some geodes, and I regret to inform you, I somehow got another prismatic shard. But in other, probably more annoying news to those who have worse luck, I did manage to get all the minerals, so now all I have to do is get the rest of the artifacts for the museum. Also, I didn't say this in my last video, but I did get another dino and named it LN, so now YN has a friend. One of my rewards from the museum was a crystallarium, so I put a diamond in and now I can either trade it for triple espressos with the desert trader or sell them. Then I went over to Clint's to upgrade my watering can. On day 103, my pine trees finally grew. My trees! My liege! The trees have grown! You better give me my level up. Yeah, sadly it doesn't look like I actually got the level up, but it is day 3 of 100, so we should be fine. And even though I no longer need to worry about getting a lot of stuff from the traveling cart, she's still giving me the good stuff. And for the rest of the day I went foraging, and I'll be honest, I was really beat up over not leveling up. I really thought I would get it after that last batch of trees.
Shut the up.
I did it? Okay. Cool. Alright. Day 104, I really need to tell Shane to stop sending me old frozen meals. I'm not trying to be patient zero for some new disease. But I finally got into the secret room and read Grandpa's letter that he just wrote and threw on the ground, I guess. But other than that, I finished getting the sprinklers set up and moving on to the next day. On day 105, it was back to my old ways of fishing for the entire day, but this time I was smarter and I have a better setup. So before I went to the river to fish for tiger trout, I got my fish smokers, tiger trout bait, and bait maker to get as much money out of this as possible. Day 106, I got my new and improved steel watering can, then went to the Skull Caverns to try and kill some iridium bats, which, if you didn't know, have a 5% chance of dropping batteries, or should I say batteries? No, I really shouldn't. I wasn't able to get any batteries, but I did get a couple of desert totems. But on day 107, I finally got some batteries from the iridium bats. But I only got one, so we're still not able to get to Ginger Island just yet. Day 108, I needed a break from the constant grinding in Skull Cavern, so I decided to complete Linus's Clean Up the Community quest, and the quickest way to do that is to go to a level 100 of the mines and fish for trash there. But for some reason, my luck from the last playthrough has carried through, and I somehow caught the lava eel on my first try, way before I finished Linus's quest. Day 109 is the Feast of the Winter Star, but before I could go, I had to chop down the new trees I planted and go to the desert trader for some more desert totems. And after talking to my in-laws, I gave George his gift and got an emerald from Gus. Oh, an emerald. That's not bad. Day 110 was spent back in Skull Caverns and finally getting the final 2 batteries I needed for the boat, and as soon as I got the batteries, I just went home because, honestly, I'm sick of the mines. On day 111, I gathered the 5 iridium bars, 5 batteries, and 200 hardwood and ran up to Willie's shop and deposited the goods, and at some point I was able to get the first level of mastery done, and after 5 minutes of indecision, I picked the fishing mastery. Then I went to the desert trader and got 35 artifact troves, which actually gave me a lot more of the artifacts I needed, and after donating those, it was time to do some research on how to get good at Stardew Valley excavating. Look at me. Look at my dumb ass. What is this? I look like a dumbass. What a great way to start day 112. But let's be honest, it's true. As soon as I got on Ginger Island, it was an immediate scavenging hunt. I got as many golden walnuts as I could before going into the volcano mines and getting all the way to the top. I also tried to talk to Leo, but that didn't lead anywhere, so it was just time to go home. Day 113 started by meeting Kent for the first time and then quickly turning into a mad dash of trying to plant and water all the cauliflower that I swear will make me rich. It's just in its investment stage. Day 114, I put speed grow on the rest of the cauliflower that I wasn't able to water yesterday and then go to Ginger Island and wake up the sleeping turtle in my path. Once the equivalent of middle school kids trying to talk and walk in the hallways got out of my way, I then met a stinky old woman named Birdie. She tells me that she's been guarding her husband's bones for years, which, if those aren't relationship goals, I don't know what are. But of course, everyone takes one look at my apparently wholesome, gullible face and asks for a task that no sane person would actually do. Except me. I now have to try and find her husband's old bracelet for her, and honestly, this is one of the more fun tasks that Ginger Island has me do for golden walnuts, so I don't mind all that much. I then go around and try to find some more golden walnuts, and I also try to do the Simon Says minigame, but I can't, for the life of me, do this, and I have no clue why this version of Simon Says is so hard for me. And before I got really frustrated with the Simon Says game, I went home in order to prepare myself for the 20th scavenger hunt I have to do tomorrow. Day 115 started by waiting for Kent to come out of his house and give him his daily dose of survivor's guilt. Then half of the day was spent waiting for Gus to open the saloon, only to get this stupid rose that thankfully Sandy likes and gave me a universal remote for. I gave the remote to George, who gives me a potentially radioactive gem that I give to the wizard, who gives me a worm. Now, I know I shouldn't care about this and it doesn't matter, but I give him an apparently magic gem that I could have sold, and he gives me a worm. But who cares? Because the moment I see the worm, I think Willie would love this, and of course he does, and for giving him the worm, he gives me the pirate's bracelet. And after all that, I finally gave Birdie her husband's bracelet, which he gives me a nice reward for, and with that reward, I managed to build my Ginger Island farmhouse and then go fishing for the rest of the day. And luckily, when we went to bed that night, the Jojo building got struck by lightning, meaning that Day 116 was a rainy day, and on Ginger Island, when it rains, these birds show up and give you a gem based on their color. You can then take these gems and put them on these altars based on where you found them. I also got the birds to rebuild the bridge to the dig site, and after collecting the golden walnuts, I did see that there was someone behind the boulder, but I didn't have any bombs, so they're kind of stuck there until I come back with bombs. And after a successful day of treasure hunting, I go home and give Kent a birthday gift because he only ever asked me for one thing, and it was for his wife. So, he's my favorite. Day 117 started by seeing Pierre's ugly face and buying garlic from him for the huge frog who lives in the cave near my house. And after preparing myself for going to Ginger Island, I head over to the museum and think about the bright side of being stupid. Damn it! Oh wait, this isn't where I need to go. Sometimes my stupidity is great because I can get really angry and then suddenly I'm not angry anymore, and it's great. I love it. I'm being dead serious. I love it. Then after, I went to Ginger Island to start bombing the ever-loving hell out of it like a true colonist. But before I do that, I bombed the rock at the dig site. There you go. And he's flee. I might have unleashed an evil. Or a disease. Luckily, there doesn't seem to be any bad side effects to letting Professor Snail out of the cave. I mean, other than this rash, and I am coughing up blood, but I'll live. Day 118 was just mining in the volcano mines and upgrading my pickaxe with the powerful enchantment. Which is good, but the sword is the real thing I want to upgrade, so I hope that I get a good haymaker. Are you fucking kidding? Day 119 was spent working on clearing the farm on Ginger Island and then heading to the Simon Says cave to get the golden walnuts and to hopefully not pull my hair out. Oh my god. Oh, I did it. Thank you. After my success, I went to donate a snake vertebrae to Professor Snail and to finally make the Ginger Island bar. Afterwards, I collected the few golden walnuts at the Pirate's Cove. Day 120, I spent the morning doing chores and I also went to the desert to try and find the golden relic thing, but I didn't get it, so I just ended up heading to Ginger Island anyway. Once I got there, I found out that I had 64 out of the 100 golden walnuts I needed to get into the walnut room. Then I donated to the field research tent, and after all that, I headed over to the Pirate's Cove because on every even day, all the pirates hang out and definitely don't drink alcohol or get into any drunken fights because that wouldn't be child friendly. But the reason for my intrusion was to actually get more golden walnuts, and to get these walnuts, you have to win 3 games of throwing darts. And I actually really like this mini game, so it wasn't that bad. Day 121, I was really just trying to get more artifacts and getting none. But hey, at least I got ore and rocks from the quarry and the skull that we needed for the field research tent. And if you're wondering why I went into the weird skull cave next to the quarry, well, that's because the skull heads have a chance of dropping skeleton hands somehow. But I tried and got nothing, and I'm never going to do this again because it sucked. Day 122, I was reminded that there are way more golden walnuts than the average person's wills to live. One of the ways to get golden walnuts is to play a song to the mermaid that sits on the rock with flute blocks, and the only way to get the recipe is to have 6 hearts with Robin. So I waited for Gus to open and bought Robin some spaghetti. Then I went home and decided I wanted to decorate because I wasn't really loving the pathing situation at home. Day 123, Mario tells me about an astrological event that's happening tomorrow night, but believe me when I say this, I will not remember that this will even happen until a couple days later. I also got my second to last gem needed for the altar thing in the forest, and donated the skull to the field research tent. Day 124, I bought cauliflower seeds and harvested some of the cauliflower. Then on day 125, I harvested the rest of the cauliflower and planted the new cauliflower seeds. Afterwards, I was on my way to the Egg Fest, and no, I'm not competitive. Why do you ask? I am not letting Abigail beat me. I know this is for children, but I don't care. Abigail needs to get her ego in check. Go, you stupid game. But sadly, this was pointless because I ended up needing to redo the day. And you know what? I have matured into a better, more controlled person. And this time, I'm not gonna let a childish need to win override my character arc. I'm totally gonna go home. I'm totally gonna go home. At some point, I'm gonna go home. You know, no one said anything about going home after the egg hunt. I'm just not gonna participate. That's how this is gonna work. I'm just not gonna participate. And everything will be fine. I will not be hit by karma. Everything will be okay, you know? Because the thing is, everything would be fine. Abigail, you are going to lose. Abigail, you are going to lose, and your ego will be crushed. And I will be the one crushing it. And you will have no one to blame but yourself because you are a loser. A loser. That is who you are, and that is who you will remain. You will never beat me. You will never succeed me. And you will never past me in this game called life. The game of life is a hard road, and I'm and I'm the best person at it. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I just want to win. Sam, I'm going to murder you. Oh, hi Abigail. What does it feel like to lose? I don't know what that's like, because I've always won. I stay winning. Okay. I know I won. Because I got more than 10, and 10 got me the win. Hurry up. Hurry up, Lewis. Stop your yapping. Stop your yakking. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Abigail, how's it feel to lose? I wouldn't know what that's like. God, I'm an idiot. Day 126 started off great because we have officially gotten the foraging mastery, meaning we can now make this friendly looking totem, which when used gives us a circle of artifact spots. But in order to get that, you also have to make this stupid tree and then stick a tapper on it, so it'll be a while until we get the totem. And I did spend a good amount of the day at the volcano mines, really to get more golden walnuts and some ore, but much like Cinderella, I left as soon as the clock struck 12, but instead of leaving a prince at a ball, I left the horror of mining for a date with my wife. I regret nothing because I love this cutscene. Days 127, 128, and 129 were spent at the Desert Festival, and nothing really noteworthy happened, but both Emily and Sandy gave me some interesting makeovers. Okay. Maybe I wanted her to, who knows? Sorry if that- What are you doing to me? What are you doing? What are you doing to me, Emily? I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. How do I look? If I look like a clown, I'm gonna lose my marbles. Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, man. You know what? I like it. This works. I honestly, I really like it. Hey, Alex, like my Indiana Jones costume. Ew, don't. Why are you thinking about eating a calico egg? Oh, that's my cue. Oh, that's funny. That's my cue. I love her. Let's see here. I actually really trust Sandy with this. Wow, you're quick. I appreciate that. I hope I'm as happy with my new look as you are. Why do I look like a pimp? I don't look like a pimp. I was also scammed by this weirdo who asked stupid questions I wouldn't know. Question: when does the season end? The 28th. Spring. Correct. How would I know? Oh, I'm gonna say the biggest. How would I know that? I'm guessing it's 13,000. But again, how the hell would I know? More. I didn't know I could get more. You better not screw me. Alright, dude? I really am mad at you. Okay. First question. 28th. Spring. I'm gonna go with this one. Okay. What? Molnar. Thank you. It only took 3 days. I forgot to mention this, but I did get the house upgrade from Robin, and on day 130 we were in our new house, and after working on fixing the furniture that got moved around, I went fishing. To end day 130, I got the parrot version of the People Mover. Day 131 was the day I decided to finally get to floor 100 in the Skull Caverns, and I did manage to get down there and drink the snake milk, which snakes can't secrete milk, so what is this? But enough pondering if I got drugged or not. Mara wants to adopt a baby, and I told her, hell yeah, I need that child for the bonus points from Grandpa. Day 132 was spent decorating the farm some more and smoking the fish I got from Ginger Island. Then on day 133, I donated one of my prismatic shards to the abandoned Jojamart, and after turning some of my ancient fruit into seeds, I got the last upgrade for my watering can. And after giving Robin a gift, I finally got the flute block recipe, and after crafting the flute blocks, I also made some sprinklers, both of which will be taken with me to Ginger Island tomorrow. On day 134, I set up the flute blocks and played a song for the mermaid. I put down the sprinklers I made yesterday and planted the strawberry seeds I got from the egg festival. And after digging around the dig site, I donated the ribcage, last snake vertebrae, and the snake skull to Professor Snail. I also donated a frog skeleton. Then on day 135, I met the little raccoon that lives in the huge stump house that I forgot to record me building. And of course he asked me for things I didn't already have, so I ended up actually having to use the crab pots. And because my work is never over, I went over to the swamp and fished up a gold star void salmon, which not only is needed for the movie theater, but it also crosses out one of of the fish I need for perfection. I also got my dino mayonnaise and donated both to the abandoned Joja Mart. Day 136 was the flower dance, and other than dancing like a dumbass, nothing really happened. But day 137 was busy and started with harvesting my cauliflowers, and by doing that, I reached mastery level 3 and made the hard decision of choosing the mining mastery. Afterwards, I decided to do even more decorating, followed up by cracking open geodes. Day 138 was spent doing chores around Ginger Island and passing out while in the volcano mines. Then day 139 was spent putting paths around the sprinklers as a guide for my pre-sized brain to easily figure out. Then I freaked out over a duck. Look how cute you are. What a baby. Look how happy. I also got a new duck that I named Cheeseburg because I couldn't think of anything else. I also got a steel pan from Clint. Day 140 started off by giving Clint my steel pan so he can turn it into a gold pan. Then I went to see Sandy to get hundreds of starfruit seeds. And then after that, it was time for my favorite activity of wrecking the habitats for the animals in the desert. Day 141 was just planting my starfruit seeds, so I'm going to quickly move on to day 142, where I finally gave the raccoons their first set of demands, and then running over to Clint's to pick up my gold pan, and hopefully I use this all the time, and not for this to be completely pointless. I then go over to Ginger Island to plant the crops that the giant frog that lives in the cave next to my house wants me to plant. Also, the strawberries I planted are used strictly to give to Maru. Day 143 is here, and do you remember that tree I had to stick a tapper on to get the artifact totem? Well, it finally grew in. Now, I have to wait 7 more days for the mystic syrup just to hopefully get the last artifacts I need. And once I got to Ginger Island, I went straight to the dig site in order to get the fossilized spine, which is the last piece I need for the giant animal in the field research tent. And after trying a couple times, I was having a really hard time, so I went onto the wiki in order to figure out any easier ways, and there really wasn't anything, so I just went straight back to it. Well, I was looking on the website trying to figure out where anything was, and the moment I come back from looking at the frickin' website, I get it. That is really funny. And to end the day, I finally made it into the walnut room. Day 144 started by putting a battery in this box and then heading down to the newly dangerous mines and trying to get as close to the bottom of the mines as I can. I did this so I can get the 50 QI coins from Pierre's stock list. And on day 145, it was back to the mines I go, and I just have to say that I can deal with most of the new monsters in the dangerous mines, but I cannot for the life of me deal with the stupid jumping spiders and the nausea ghosts, but mostly the spiders, so I just skipped as many of these floors as I can. After a while, I decided I had enough of the mines and put a rainbow shell into this box at the train station. Then as I got into bed, the adoption agency dropped off me and Maru's son. And look, during this time, a certain game came out, and it might have taken over my personality for the next few days, and because I suck at naming things, I decided to name my son Doey. I am so glad I don't have real-life kids. Day 146 was just another mines day, and I actually got to floor 115 before I passed out. Then on day 147, I got all the way to the bottom of the mines and got my 50 QI coins. I also got the second to last artifact I needed for the museum to be finished, and I bought the 10 beet seeds I needed to grow and put in Louis' fridge. And on day 148, I got Pierre's stock list and just ended the day. I really didn't know what to do today. On day 149, I decided to go over to Pierre's to give him his missing stock list, but because he can't decide whether or not to be a family guy or a wannabe capitalist, he wasn't there, so I'll have to go over to Ginger Island to give the list to him. But before I could do that, I had to donate 5 gold star ancient fruit to the abandoned Joja Mart. And I also just want to say that I have been trying to find caviar, but it's looking like I need to get a fish pond. And if you don't know, fish ponds are only a little better than the windmill and much better than the slime hatchery. so basically useless. Finally, I got Pierre his stockless and then went fishing at Ginger Island. On day 150, I got the last golden walnuts from farming on Ginger Island, and with those final walnuts, I was able to get the farm totem. I also got the mystic syrup from the tree and got my first artifact totem, but I got nothing, and I would later realize that this was entirely the wrong place to get the last artifact. I also got my second set of demands from the raccoons, and why is it always something I don't want to do? Day 151 was a festival day, and I didn't want to go, but for some reason I thought the shops would be open on a festival day if you didn't go to the festival. So when I tried to get Clint to break some geodes for me... What? Why are you locked? Why do you care? So in order to have somewhat of a productive day, I showed my freshly grown crops to my huge amphibian friend. Day 152, I gave Lewis his 10 beets, and by doing so, I found a note that tells me to give the sand dragon his final meal, but I didn't plan to do this today because I desperately need to get these geodes broken into. Damn it! Well, I guess I have to give the sand dragon his stupid meal, and I forgot his meal. I'm not having a good day, guys. Finally, I gave the sand dragon his final meal and then just went to bed. I didn't even get the club card after that. I was just done. Day 153, I gave the raccoons what they wanted, and then they basically told me they're gonna get it on now, which, did I really need to know that? But freaky raccoons aside, I got the club card and then finally got to crack open the geodes I had been waiting to crack for days now. Then on day 154, I harvested the starfruit and planted the new seeds, and just because I can't have nice things, I died in the regular mines. Then on day 155, the green rain was back, and after clearing out the fiber on my farm, I went mining again. Day 156 was about to be me going back to my old ways of fishing for the entire day, but instead I decided to go mining, and nothing happened, as always. On day 157, I finally got the skeletal hand, which is the last artifact I need to complete the museum, and afterwards I got the fish pond, so now all I need to do is get the sturgeon and finally get the caviar, which is the last thing I need for the abandoned JojaMart. Now all I have left to do is finish mastery. And this is both a really good thing and a really bad thing because I really did not expect to get all these goals done so quickly. I thought I would have problems, like, I don't know, somehow losing all of my prismatic shards, constantly not being able to do something, but no, everything's gone swimmingly, annoyingly. So in order to add some extra drama, I'm going to add the goal of getting the island totem from the wizard, which surely won't be easy and will add some sort of suspense to this video. Day 158 was just killing bugs for Willy in order to get the quality bobber, which I will absolutely use in the future. On day 159, I went to get the sturgeon I needed for the fish pond, and I did. That was really easy. That was like my first cast. And after that, I went to the volcano mines to upgrade my tools, which actually went well, and obviously I re-enchanted my sword. Day 160, I went to see the raccoons, and they obviously gave me a new set of demands. Then, after talking to Mr. and Mrs. Con Artist, I got the farming mastery, which means we only have one more level of mastery to get. I've also been running low on gold, so I went to the lower levels of the mine so I can get more. Day 161 started with more mining, but somewhere in the middle of mining, I decided to also add completing the Monster Slayer goal. You know, for that sprinkle of drama. Day 162 went pretty well because early on I finished the skeleton goal and then swiftly moved on to work on killing the serpents in the skull caverns. And day 163 wasn't much different. It was just skull caverns all day, but I did get overwhelmed by a bunch of serpents at the end of the day, but to make up for it on day 164, it was once again a normal skull caverns day. Day 165, I took a break from breaking rocks and bashing skulls to go fishing, and once I got home, I smoked the fish and got more money for it. But of course, day 166, it was back to the mines, and I'm actually doing really well at getting most of the monsters killed. Day 167 was a harvest day for my starfruit, and after harvesting everything, I had finally achieved mastery, which means all we have left to do is get the caviar, and we will have achieved everything that I had initially planned to have completed. Then I went over to the volcano mines in order to get more star shards to combine some rings together. I also got the frog trinket. Day 168 was finishing off the combining rings adventure, then going back home to give Kent a starfruit and buy pumpkin seeds for tomorrow. Then day 169 was just planting pumpkin seeds all day long. It was back in Skull Caverns on day 170, but this time I was prepared with monster musk, which basically doubles the amount of monsters on a floor. I did this so I could get more pepperexes, but it was basically pointless because for some reason pepperexes are the hardest monsters to find and it'll take a lot longer than 30 days to kill them. So I'm just gonna pretend that I went mining for other reasons and the pepperexes were a happy find. Day 171, it was back in the mines, but this time it was the volcano mines, and you know how I got a lot of prismatic shards in my last video? Well, I didn't get prismatic shards, but I got like 20 dragon's teeth. You know, that thing that takes way longer than 100 days to get more than 10? Yeah.
I can finally leave! Martha, I'm coming home, sweetie! I'm back in the fucking building again!
Then after like, I think 50 days, I completed the field research tent, which was not a goal, but hey, I got it done quicker than I thought I would. Day 172, I gave the raccoons their dried mushrooms and eggs, then quickly ran over to the volcano mines to kill magma sprites and not to get 100 more dragon teeth. And on day 173, I tried to be in the volcano mines, but that proved to be too hot without my watering can, so I just went over to the wizard's hut in order to figure out how close I am to getting the island totem. And I gave Elliot a birthday gift for some reason. On day 174, I decided it was time to make an offering to my way smarter ancestors. I really hate this game sometimes. This is so stupid. Oh my god. Then it was back to the mines as usual, but this time I got my clown shoes, which finally, the proper footwear for a clown like me, or so I thought. I have to get Why is it jingling? Oh, that's horrid. I don't want it to jingle. I hate this. So once I got home, I decided to buy a regular pair of boots, but I won't be able to get them changed for a couple days. Day 175 was back in the Skull Caverns, but on day 176, I finally got the caviar, and now I can say that all goals I started out with are completed. And after that, it was time to finally fix these stupid boots. Day 177, my banana tree started growing, and then I went and bombed the ever-loving hell out of the mines, and did the same thing on day 178. Now, day 179 was the day I started to get repetitive and boring, and it was too late to start any new goals or anything interesting. So other than getting the island totem, it will just be a quick explanation of the next 20 days. Speaking of which, all I did today was work on decorating the farm. Day 180, I got more bananas for the totem, then went to the mines, and on day 181, I got the lucky charm from the truck near the theater, and while at the theater, I got me and Maru tickets for a Mysterium, which I didn't think she would like, but she did. Then I got more pumpkin seeds for tomorrow. On day 182, I was harvesting pumpkins all day, and on day 183, it was actually pretty interesting. I started by getting Mayor Lewis's lucky underwear and only coming out slightly traumatized. God, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, please. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, I don't have anything. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. No. Stop it, stop it, stop it, please. Then I went to Ginger Island in order to get some more bananas, which is the only thing keeping me from getting the island totem from the wizard. Also, remember how I thought I might have unleashed an evil after freeing Professor Snail? Yeah, well, I think I found it. The hell? No, I did not get your letter. Ew. Okay. He then goes on to explain that I'm a special client, which gives me the ability to give them more money. Cool. 1%? Ew! What is this? Yeah, you look like someone who would lie through their 3 teeth. 500,000 a pop. Damn it. Day 184, I got the last banana I needed and tried to get the island totem, but of course, it was a festival day, so he's not open. And I thought about actually taking the advice of people in the comments for the grunge display, but I decided to be a troll instead. Also, I hate the strength game. I can't ever win. Day 185, I finally got my island totem, and afterwards I went to the Skull Caverns to kill some Pepperexes in order to try and finish the monster goals, which I didn't do, so we're gonna move on. Days 186 and 187 were spent in the mines, and if I'm being honest, I just wanted to skip through to harvest my pumpkins, so for the next 6 days, other than doing small chores, I basically just slept. Then on day 194, I finally harvested my pumpkins, and on day 195, I went to the mines to find some dino floors, and found nothing, of course. Day 196 was just another chore day, but day 197, I got the final golden walnut, which was not a goal, but I did it. Then on day 198, I decided to do more tasks for the raccoons, and it was surprisingly easy. All I had to do was fish up 5 pieces of trash and 4 pieces of coral. And for my hard work, I got a fish tank, which I actually like it. Day 199, I literally just went back to bed as soon as I woke up, and I miscounted how many days I completed, so on day 200, I got a letter from the wizard asking for an iridium bar, and then on day 201, I gave the iridium bar to the wizard. And just like that, 200 days, and 1 extra day, but who cares, of Stardew Valley. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video and watching me try to make things hard for myself and completely underestimating my own ability. But I enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Have a good week, good month, whatever. Bye.